Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello creepy friends, welcome to Slams and Bobs. We are still not accurately in the middle of this frame. I mentioned it on the Birchbox video and it is here in my hand. It is indeed a huge, large box from QVC, but also from the lovely peoples of Tarte. This is the High Performance Scar Skin RX Skin Invigorating Colour Collection, and it was the today's special value from the Saturday just gone, which was the 4th on QVCuk, and it is a huge set with lots of goodies. It was just shy of £40 at around £39.97 or 98. I have had it in my possession for all of hours, but since I have been icing cake, which is courtesy of the pink splodge on my hand, and getting the cake that I mentioned yesterday ready, I have not had the chance to really play with it. So this is the set you get. It is incredibly large, and I have to say I've had a few sets from Bare Minerals in the past. This has to be one of the most generous sets I think I've ever seen from anything that QVC have ever done. Palette is huge. You've got 2 brushes, you've got an eyeliner, a mascara, a lip colour and a foundation as well. First off, I do already own the foundation, so we're not actually going to be using the one in the set because they are the exact same colour. There is no point to doing this. You also get with it this lovely little makeup bag, which is a great little travel bag, I have to say. I happen to have seen a lot of these pieces coming on eBay as well, might I add. Not that any of mine are going on there because I like everything. So it's actually pretty roomy. Evil silica gel. It's pretty damned roomy. You can get a lot in there, and as I say, as a travel bag, especially when I go back and forth from my dad's and to other places as well, great little bag. The only additional things I'm going to be adding into this routine, because I'm going to use all of it for you now, is a primer or two, and probably, absolutely definitely, some Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. Primer, I think I'm going to go for my general BM primer. I would love, 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 love to try the Tarte primer, but I have not got round to being able to buy that yet. So not today, maybe soon. But the other thing I would also like is the maracuja oil. I've heard so many different things about that, but generally on the whole it sounds like it's good. Some people have said it smells like chip fat. So I'm kind of on the fence, but it's in 2 easy payments, and I think once I've got 2 Kipling bags I have to pay off. There's a Kipling special value coming out this month on the 26th. So once I've made sure that I'm kind of not interested in that, I know I am not interested in the Bare Minerals special value from this week, because it is the Oil Slick liquid foundation that they do and a bronzer. I'm sorry, not interested in that, but I will be watching the shows because there's one at 10 o'clock and you never know, they might do a one-time only, and there might be some new different products that interest me, so you never do know. So that is my general original BM primer applied to my skin. I have not applied any under eye cream, so I'm going to do that. It's number 7's Protect and Perfect Advanced. I am only 26, but I stepped up to this one recently because I didn't feel that early defense was working well enough, and I have noticed in the last 2 weeks a distinct result with said cream. I do like it, and it's actually, for an eye cream, fairly affordable really, I feel. I mean, it retails at around, brand new, it's around the £17 to £19 mark. But then if they're doing a 3 for 2 or they've got the £5 off voucher, it's absolutely worthy. Overnight, I also include into that the Youthful Eye Serum, and that is a very nice product as well. But only overnight, I tend to just let the cream do its thing during the day. This is just the rapid blemish remedy because I have an evil creature on my nose. I've got 2 going on here. I don't know what that was, and I have some evils. So this is really going to show you the power of how well the Amazonian Clay Foundation covers, because it is quite a good product, and I rarely have to use much concealer when using this foundation. So to anyone who maybe doesn't have it, this is a great way of seeing how it applies. The other product that I forgot to mention I'll be using is the Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Sealer under my eyes, and also on any of these blemishes that decide they don't want to cover up properly with the foundation. Sometimes it works, other times it doesn't. I think it just depends on the severity of the redness, and these are quite red. So before we even apply the foundation, I'm going to do my eye makeup with this lovely Showstopper Clay palette. And let's open it out and have a look. So in this you get a little disky thing here which tells you all of the shades. So this is everything you get, and we have, as I say, the chart here. So this is all of the shades. I believe there's a bronzer on this. It may well be like one of these two. Probably this, but that's the sort of thing to me, because I don't like bronzer, I would probably be inclined to use it as an eyeshadow shade instead. So I've also applied every single shade to my arm here. Okay, so because I'm a bit of a dimwit and I can't get this quite right on my forearm yet, I've applied them to this side, and then I've laid the palette out here so you can see it. So what I've done is gone round, starting with this one, and gone round in a clockwise motion, this being number 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I will tell you what shades they are. And this is how I'm going to do it, because I'm a bit of a twit and I can't quite get this right yet. So Park Avenue Princess is number 1, 2 Champagne Pink, 3 Dim the Lights, 4 Rose to the Top, 5 Steal the Scene, 6 You're a Natural, 7 Go for Gold, 8 Showstopper Copper, and 9 is Fame, which is the blusher shade. So they're all pretty neutral shades. I don't think there's anything too heavy, but as you can see, they're very, very pigmented and quite easy to wear, and you need very minimal of this to achieve a look, I think. So the other 2 primers I'm going to use is Bare Minerals' Blemish Remedy Prep Step, I think they're calling it. It's a mattifying gel, and all I use is a tiny blob of this on my nose to help keep oil at bay during the day. It has been a very, very successful product. Just on this area alone, it's fantastic, but sometimes if I'm worried about getting a bit oily, I will apply some to here, here and here. But I do find that blemish products can actually upset my skin, so I do have to be super careful. And then also I'm going to just use my normal Urban Decay Anti-Aging Shadow Primer. You've seen me use this 1,000 times, so you'll know exactly what it looks like, and that I just put 1 blob on and then 1 coating on each eye. No shade, no pigment, very simple, and I feel along with the number 7 cream, this has made a massive difference to my lids and the aging effect on my eyes. I know I'm only 26, but I think there's so much pressure in the world that I do find myself looking and sort of worrying all the time about signs of aging. If you've been here for a while, you'll know that under the eyes are probably one of the worst spots for me, and I'm constantly panicking about that. So the question is now, what shall I use today in terms of shades? Because I'm not quite sure. You're so spoilt for choice, and it's such a good everyday palette as well. Like, I could use this every day and not have a problem. A lot of the time when I'm using shadows for days, I tend to use up stuff that I'm not such a big fan of anymore. Well, obviously we're going to use in Fame as the blusher. I actually did think that Steal the Scene and Rose to the Top were a bit more purple than they are, but I think I'm going to base out in a mixture of Go for Gold and Your Natural, which are those 2 shades right here, and then I might come in with Dim the Lights just on the outer corner as a bit of definition. And this is of course where we're going to use the super amazing little bent brush that's provided in the kit, which is this one here. It's double-ended, a more fluffy side and then a more concentrated side on this one. So if you're trying to do a cut crease, you're going to need a flat brush or a thinner brush to get in with that, but you could easily do that on here as well. I actually think that Champagne Pink is a highlight shade from what I remember. I'm trying to think back to Saturday. I kind of watched every show, but you know when it kind of blends a little bit and you're not quite sure. So let's start with Your Natural, and I'm going to use this end. If it's wrong, I'm sorry, but that's the way I'm going to use it. If you guys have stuck around here for a while, you will know that most of the things I do on this channel are wrong, and that is quite fine by me. I like getting it wrong, but getting it right in my own eyes. It's more fun that way. So Your Natural isn't really a hugely coloured shade. It is just a neutral tone that kind of sits on, that's going to just sit there and give me a good base. So I think going for gold, I'm going to use the underside of this brush. This is weird using this bent brush. I've seen these a lot. I think shortly, oh wow, that's fluffy. After I bought the 2 Tartelette set quite a while back, and I never did blog you that, they released, I think, one of them with a brush like this. So I got both Tartelettes but missed out on the opportunity of this brush. I'll be honest, the bent side is kind of hard to use. I'd prefer it to be a straight brush. And I'm kind of, is there a reason that it's bent? Can someone with more makeup skills define that? Because I can't. So I've just come in and put Going for Gold at the top just to give my eyes a brightness. And I'm now going to do Dim the Lights with this fluffy end, but I'm literally just going to pat it in there a little bit. It's such a deep shade that you do not want to over apply this, or you will end up looking like you've been punched in the eyes. And I'm just going to dot that on the outer crease, on the outer part there, and then do the same on this side. And then I'm going to take back this end and just blend it out, just to give that little bit of deepness, that little bit of deep shading in there. So it just gives a light definition on the eye without being too much, and I've achieved that in 3 shades in what, 2 minutes? This would be easy to do just before leaving the house. You know, it's not hard, and it's so pigmented that you just need so little of it. It's just enough, easily just enough. And that is all I'm going to apply with eyeshadow. I may take Dim the Lights back slightly under the lash line, but I'm not going to do that until I'm finished with everything. So the next step is obviously to use the Amazonian Clay Silk eyeliner. This comes in just a standard black, and it's just your average glimmer stick, fine point, kind of pencil / crayon eyeliner, not a liquid. I have not used liquids in a long time. And it also comes with the, oh, removable sharpener? Am I missing something? Oh, okay, it's coming off. Oh, so you like, do you just like, okay, well, we're going to try that out. I think I used to use this as a smudge end, but apparently you can pull this out, and I believe that if you were to put that back down on there, it would sharpen the pencil. So let's find that out. So all I'm going to do with this, and I've got to come right close to do it, is just apply a basic thin black line with a small flick. I don't overdo it. I'm only going to work. It's nothing particularly wow today. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to try and keep as in shot as I can, but it's kind of difficult. So I'm sorry if I kind of go out of shot on one eye. And by the way, I'm going to reiterate to everybody again, I do eyeliner wrong, but it's my way of doing it. Okay, so I've only just done the general line over the eye. It is super soft, this liner, and very easy to use. I'm not kind of having to do constant strokes or push really hard to get the product out. It's really just gliding on the eye. Silk, as it said does exactly what it says on the tube. So to do my flick, and I know you should come in like that, but I can't do that. I end up like Amy Winehouse. So my way of doing it is just to follow up very gently like that, and then I'm just going to slightly level the flick out. So I'm slightly blunt on that tip now before I go and do my flick. So let's give this a go, because I'm pretty sure. I was thinking that like you just plonk the tip in here. I broke the tip off! No, we give up doing that. I actually just broke the tip off entirely. I give up. I will just carry on not trying to do that ever again. Just do it the way I normally do it, which is putting it in the end of my actual general benefit sharpener. And then I'm just going to carry on, and we're going to forget that ever happened, because now I'm really sad. I've just broke my new eyeliner. On the whole, it's a lovely eyeliner. It really does just completely glide on the eye without problem. I'm not using very much product at all. You don't need to. They're so pigmented, these shadows, and I know that from experience of actually owning the tartlets. So the next product is obviously try to use the Lights Camera Lashes mascara. This is a brand new type of Lights Camera Lashes. I've obviously had this Lights Camera Lashes for quite a while, and I have to say it's one of my favourite mascaras. But now we have the Bottoms Up edition as well, which is the Bottom Lash Mascara. Now generally I'm not a bottom lash mascara applier, So obviously it's a standard kind of wand. It's nothing that you kind of haven't seen before, I guess. I guess the only drawback to this is you're not getting a full-size mascara. You're only getting so many mils in each side, as opposed to getting the full-size one you just saw behind me. But I'm also not going to apply it with any primer today, just so you can see exactly how long it makes my eyelashes. And I'm going to do one eye before I go and fill the other in. Okay, so in one coat, that's what I've achieved. And I mean, the length that that has given me is insane. It's such a good mascara. And if you take away anything from this set, it should absolutely be Lights Camera Lashes, because it is so good. I personally think that this rivals Benefit, and that's saying something. Just do the other eye really quickly, and then we'll go on to the bottoms up version. Okay, so full mascara on now. I'm pretty happy with that. The length just amazes me every time I use it. I think it's amazing as a mascara. I wish that more places in the UK did this. However, I love the fact that this is exclusive to QVC. So bottoms up. There's a lovely house alarm going on outside, lovely. So it's mine kind of has a slight tilt to it. I don't know if it's meant to. I don't remember it saying that it did, but it's a very tiny, fine end. Now, a tiny little trick you can do here, and I'm not going to do it because I'm just going to use my normal eyebrow pencil in a minute. If you have no brow product, tiny little mascara ones like this double up amazingly as a brow mascara. You can try it if you want. Obviously, you need dark eyebrows, like I have to pull that off, but it honestly works amazing. For a long time, I actually used Clinique's Bottom Lashes as a mascara, as an eyebrow mascara, and it works brilliantly. You've just got to have to, you know, have the kind of go out to do it. Because I mean, it's very, very similar to Benefit's Gimme Brow. Okay. Definitely keeps every single lash individual without a problem. It's very nice. I mean, bottom lashes aren't something I personally like to do, so I suppose if you ran out of mascara this end, you could just in effect knit this brush around if you don't want that side. But in terms of lengthening the lashes, and I mean, if you wanted to, you could carry on going with this. I won't. I'm just going to stop after one coat. It definitely does the job. I've just smudged, oopsie. So it's not necessarily something that I would do every day, but it does exactly as it says. And I think if you carried on applying it enough, you could get probably a natural line underneath the eye, which would look amazing as well. So on the whole, love this too. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do just quickly is apply my brows, and all I'm going to use is number 7's beautiful eyebrow pencil. This is my everyday and normally every single day eyebrow pencil. It is a budget buy, I feel, and it just is amazing. To be honest, there's a new Benefit brow product out, and I think it's the Goof Proof. And I sat there the other day, I was watching the launch show on QVC on the Sunday with the Benebrows, and I looked at this product and was like, this is exactly almost identical, this one, to Goof Proof. You've got the thicker side, you've got the spoolie side, and there's at least a £10 difference between them. Okay, so that's eyebrows just quickly done. I feel like this part here is wrong. I'll give that a quick brush. It will do. It will do. If it's freaky, do say. So the next thing to do is apply foundation. I guess that's one of the last 2 steps we have before applying the lip colour. And to do this, we are going to use, well, we're not going to use that foundation, we're going to use one I've got up here. We are going to use the lovely brush they provided, which is completely different to the other brush they gave us when I bought the original Amazonian clay foundation. The one they gave me at first is down on the floor. Was this little guy here, and that is a lovely liquid foundation brush. Never thought a fluffy brush would be as good as that, but it really is. So I'm obviously really looking forward to trying this little one. This is more of a stiffer, fluffy tip. This one's obviously more of a washed out, but you still don't think that ones like this, I mean, I think it's because I associate liquids with the flat brush or a beauty blender, so maybe it's just my weird little methodology. So there are many ways you can apply this foundation, and here it is just to show you guys one more time. I have the shade Fair Sand, which looks like this. This is the lightest shade that they did, and to blend it out, that's what it looks like. It looks very lovely on the skin. And this is coming from someone who does not like liquid foundations, who renounce liquid foundations. 12-hour stay power does what it says on the tin. I wore it all day yesterday, and the only fade I had at all was slightly on my forehead because it was very warm in my workroom yesterday, a little on the nose because I probably nudged it once or twice, and around the corners of my nose, which is where I get the most oily. Beyond that, stayed on all day, didn't go anywhere. Amazing, amazing liquid foundation. It can feel heavy if you apply a little bit too much, so try to avoid doing that. It is quite a thick consistency. My method for applying this foundation, and again, it may be wrong, but this is how I like to do it. I apply a little bit to the brush like this, and then I dot, 4 dots, chin, forehead, cheeks, and then I just buff it into the skin. And I'm going to reiterate to you guys again, I have no concealer on as yet, or no tinted BB primer. I just use a normal primer. So you're going to see with this exactly how well it conceals. I mean, look how much redness that's already removed in one thin layer around this part here where I have all the blemishes. Got just not enough on that cheek, I don't think. So in one layer, the first layer I think definitely colour corrects your skin, and then the second layer will cover you a little bit more, but it's really gotten into sort of the redness on here. It's really already helped the redness here. The brush, I've got to be honest, I think I prefer applying it with this one. This one's a little bit harder to use, and I feel like sometimes it sticks around the skin a little bit more. Maybe that's just me and because I love that one. So I'm going to do it differently for the second layer, and I'm going to just apply a tiny blob to my hand, and I'm just going to dip the brush in and go over it like that. This is how sometimes I get just a little bit too much on though. Just be careful when you apply. The more you apply, the heavier it's obviously going to feel, and because it's clay, I think sometimes that can make it feel a tiny bit heavier. So I've applied 2 layers now, and that is the limit of what I would personally apply with this foundation. It has covered my skin really well, especially the nose where I normally have all the deep set blackheads, really gotten in well. It's a very impressive foundation. You have to give it maybe 10 minutes to kind of set fully in the skin. This is where I apply a little bit of Bare Minerals' Mineral Veil, that product, just really to help give it a little bit of an extra set and to give it more of an airbrushed finish. I don't have a top coat from Tarte to be able to do that, but as you can see, we've still got a slight hint of redness. Again, give it time to settle into the skin. This will eat this up. Slight bit around there, but other than that, it looks so good. It doesn't look unnatural on the skin in any way, and that for me is one of the best foundations. If it doesn't look unnatural and it doesn't look like you're wearing makeup, you've got a good product there. It can look a little bit dewy for a time as well. As I say, it will dry out just a little bit, not to the point where you feel like your face is cracking, but just to the point where it's comfortable to wear. So in order to apply blush, because I wouldn't be comfortable putting a powder on this while it's still slightly tacky, I'm just going to give myself a light dusting of Mineral Veil, which is obviously, as you know, a BM product. I did say it was going to be one of my additionals. I'm going to use the Flawless Finish BM brush for this. I could use a Tarte brush, but I'm not going to. Should have applied the concealer first, forgot about that. So I'm just going to do that now and This is, as I said, this is Tarte's Aqua Sealer. This has just debuted over here recently. Rainforest of Sea Aqua Sealer. I have the shade Fair. You've seen me use this quite a few times before now on here. It is a lovely product and covers and stays covered all day long without a problem. If I'm wearing a powder foundation, I put this on first. If I'm wearing a liquid foundation, I quite happily put it over as opposed to under. And also because it's slightly lighter than Fair Sand, it just gives the final kind of lightness glow, especially around the eye area. So when I apply it under my eyes, I have two different sides of this brush. To do under the eyes, I use the fluffy side. To do blemishes, like I've just put a little bit on, I use this side. That's just my call. It keeps everything a little bit more sanitary that way, I feel. And just quite simply buff it in. It's very similar to the It Cosmetics under eye concealer that I actually did return, and there is a video for that. It is coming. It's stored on another memory card, and I need to do that one, in the sense that the brush is the same, the product's similar, but with the It one, it actually settled into my skin, which I did not appreciate, which is why I actually went back. And look how amazing that just finishes covering up that thing of ugliness. I stipple with this end, I think. I think that's what it, just to give that extra bit of coverage. And done. That's Complexion done. So let's move on to blush. So my blush brush of choice is going to be the Luxe 504. I don't know what that means. Maybe you do. Oh my goodness, it's pouring down with rain and my cat is outside. I will go and retrieve her after this video. Right in here with the shade Fame. I'm going to be careful of that. I'm not going to take too much on the brush. And it's quite pigmented, so do avoid using a lot on the brush. I would just apply it here. I don't tend to go too much into the apples of my cheeks with blush. I tend to just sit it almost on the cheekbone, if that makes sense. And I'm just come back out with a flawless finish and just blend it out a little bit to give that final little glow. Not too much, just enough for an everyday, my stomach just rumbled, I'm very sorry, I'm quite hungry, for an everyday finished look. Lovely shade, just sits nicely on the cheeks, completely complementary, and I think it's the sort of shade that will complement any skin tone going easily. I feel really bad about my kitty. So the last product I have now is the lip colour. And this is a Rainforest of the Sea Plummy Rose shade. It is a lipstick, which excites me. I love lipstick. I'll swatch it on my hand before I apply it on my face. Lovely shade, complete everyday shade. It's the sort of shade you could wear with a heavier eye, with a softer eye, with just about anything eye really. Very moisturising. Kind of has a fruit taste about it. I like it. Very, very soft. I think it sets a little bit more matte from what I heard, but easily applied. And that is the full finished look with every single product you saw, plus one or two odd little additionals. Obviously, it is basically a big complexion kit, but I didn't have everything I needed. There was no eyebrow pencil and a couple of primers as well. But beyond that, I've achieved this in probably, take down all the fast and around that I've done, probably about 20-25 minutes tops. I did do a few little bits when I was trying to get this right on my arm, so I'm sorry about that. But this is the finished look with every product. And I am completely now ready to go and attack the day of work and go and get the poor cat in out of the rain. Thank you for being here and watching this lovely little epidemic of weirdness with this lovely set here. Let's put that in and finish it. Ha! This is an absolute keeper set to me. I adore Tarte Cosmetics, and I know Lee said they were going to be back on QVC in about August. I will be watching, and I also signed up to auto delivery, so come September we should have another one of these to put on as well, which is amazing. Sorry it's been quite so long. I've just been trying to make sure that you get a little swatch of absolutely everything going, and I hope it was all just a little bit mad, because I like being just a little bit mad. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, please do. If you'd like to see any more Tarte stuff, i.e. like eyeshadow looks or something like that with the Tarte list, maybe I could do that for you guys, maybe more as a TMT type thing. Please let me know. Anything else you want to say? Did you get the set? Did you like the set? Because I love the set. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I will see everyone again for more madness. I will see everyone again. Bye.